There we are. Are we here? Ah, can y'all hear me?
I can see you.
You can see me, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Cool beans, man. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow, 3 people. 3 people that aren't even my husband yet. Are you in there yet, honey? 4. Um, Wicked awesome lady Dani is running a little late, so we'll have to try to find something to talk about until she gets here. But welcome to Thankful Thursday. I guess we should give people a little time to show up. Do I make comfrey salve? Yes. In fact, I've been procrastinating, and we really need to go do that this weekend. Charlie, we've got like 10 comfrey hills around the property, and it's just one of those things I've been saying since like July that we need to pick the comfrey and make some salve. But the chickens got into it and they ate most of it, so we had to wait for it to come back. And then it came back really well. And then we had something else to do, and I kept procrastinating. And it died back again, and now it's back in green, but let's see, how cold is it getting tonight? 33. It should be okay to through the weekend, because then we'll be in the 40s. So we have to do that. Honey, we're going to have to do that this weekend, okay? You up for making some salve? Hey, hey, hey! Adrian, how are you? David, did you need some comfrey salve? We do. We have Gracious Plenty beeswax to use. 3 of Charlie's hives absconded. Charlie, maybe you can tell us what absconded means. We're doing okay, Adrian. I'm on vacation from work until like the 13th of the month. So I've been like catching up. Today I went out to the pepper house and the citrus house. We have 3 greenhouses, and cut back all my pepper plants and picked the last of the peppers for this year. Yeah, I had 60 hours of vacation, and there's a law in Georgia that if you don't use your vacation hours, you lose them. So I asked my HR person, what do we do? Do you just cash it out or what? And she says they wouldn't. Home Depot won't cash out that many hours. So why didn't I just take a few weeks off? So that's what I did. Um, and I only work part time. You imagine having a part time job and having 60 hours of vacation to take. So you have to take it by your hire date, which for me was December 14th. So it's too bad I had to do it now at this time of year when I could use it in the spring when it's time to plant everything. Hey, Homestead Aquarius, how are you? I absolutely rolled on the floor laughing with your review of the channel. It was hilarious, and thank you so much. Have y'all seen Robert's review of my channel or our channel? Let's see if I can find it. How do I find it to share the link? Let's see. Let me see if I can figure it out. There's your channel, Robert. All right, I got you. Here comes a link that y'all might want to save until later to watch. It's absolutely funny. It's hilarious. Robert, what were you doing inside a dryer? Is my question. Yeah, I want to know what he did the broadcast. He did the video from inside a clothes dryer, and then he had to have help getting out of it. I was just rolling on the floor. Oh. Oh, goodness. All righty. Let me check and see where Adrian is. I've got her on Facebook Messenger. She's on her way home. That is just absolutely hilarious. Robert says, because I had never seen a mail call from inside a dryer, I like to boldly go where no man has gone before. That is just so funny. I'm thinking about getting a P.O. box, so if people want to send me stuff, they can. A few of you have my return address, but for the general public, because you never know, I guess I'll do that up to the first of the year, but I'm still hovering at about 525 members, and I'd like to. I'm really wanting to build the channel. Anyone have any ideas how we can encourage people to join? Because I know my content's okay, right? That's hilarious. All right, so I really don't want to start telling everyone we're thankful about until our special guest is here, and she's got some really great news. How many of you go to Wicked Awesome Gardening's channel? David, okay. Just me and David? I mean, Adrian, don't you visit Dani sometimes? Anyway, if you haven't, I will. I won't give up yet, Robert. I won't give up. What gets me though is like I'll surge in numbers and then all of a sudden they drop like by 30 or 40, and then I'll surge again and then they drop. So I can't figure that out. Yeah, so do you already know her news, Robert? By the way, she cracked up at your mail call as well. Yeah, I have gotten hooked on Hands in the Dirt, his channel on Wednesday nights. He does a live with two of his friends, and everyone they call it Wine Down Wednesday. And of course, I don't drink alcohol, so I drink my diet soda or water. But as the evening goes on and people have been drinking wine and toasting each other, it gets quite amusing. We're gonna talk about what she's thankful about. She's gonna make a big announcement when she pops in, and she said she's running a little late. Might be 8:15 before she's here. Let me see. She didn't answer my last little message I just sent her, so let's not cause her to have a car accident, right? But anyway, I'm real excited to hear what she has to say. So, how many of us is living close to her up in her part of Massachusetts? Is anyone regionally close to her? Obviously, Adrian is Indiana. David's out west too. My husband reflect on lights right here in Georgia. Midwest. What are your temperatures like tonight, Adrian? We're going down to, well, they predict we go down to 33, but we're always 3 or 4 degrees cooler here out in the countryside. Yeah. It's 30 degrees now, David. It's 37 out there right now, Charlie. What does your weather station reader tell you on your desk?
3 degrees Celsius.
3 degrees Celsius. So that's about 37. You think you need to go start the heaters in the greenhouses?
Not yet.
Not yet. 17 degrees last night, Adrian. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. We see that maybe 2 or 3 nights a year, Adrian. Last year, we didn't get the temperatures in the teens until the end of March. And they happened, the trees had already budded out, and like the blueberry bushes are already blooming, and then the temperatures crashed for like 2-3 nights. They're in the teens, and then they went right back up to the 50s and 60s. Windy makes it worse. Windy makes it worse. I'm gonna go check and see if our friend is here yet. Okay. Her little green light went off in Messenger, which means maybe she's about to join. All right. Adrian, how do I tell if Dani's trying to get in? I sent her the link to the live. Well, I have something that pops up here in StreamYard that tells me that she's ready. Okay. Oh. So, who in our group here is crafty and is hand making gifts this year? Robert's asking Adrian where she's at. I would say Indiana. Hey, Tony, welcome, welcome. This is our pepper expert. Oh, but vanilla is, David, that's a really nice gift. What are you making it with? Adrian, I take an XL. Everyone say hi to Tony. Oh, so I need to make more vanilla. I've got Ugandan, Madagascar, and Mexican vanilla beans, and I've decided that the Madagascar beans are best in bourbon, and the Ugandan beans are best in vodka. Yeah, 80 proof, that's good. But it's the first time using the Mexican beans, and I need to research what their flavor profile is to figure out what type of alcohol to use. Oh, that's cool. High school class or college class? David, the Madagascar beans, the vodka extraction is good, but if you can find high proof bourbon, it really gives a smooth flavor. I made my bourbon, vodka, and what else did I use, Charlie? I want to say Mad Dog 2020. That's not it, but it's Everclear last January. So all the extractions have been maturing for a year, and you really should let it mature at least a year before you start using it. Some people say 18 months. Except for the Everclear, you can start using 3 to 4 months. But the extractions I did with Everclear kind of taste chemical to me. I mean, it's not a good flavor. And she's going in the Navy in July. Wow. But I just cracked the top on my Madagascar with the bourbon, and I put a little bit in my tea or coffee. I drink tea and coffee several times a day. Did you know that vanilla extract helps you fight certain types of cancer? Let me see. What kind of cancer? Oh, this says it's aphrodisiac. That's not cancer. uh, it's not telling me what type of cancer. It just says vanilla extract. The vanillin in it is anti-cancer. Uh, yeah, I love vanilla. I was going to send David a surprise and send him some vanilla extract, but now that he says he's making it, that's not going to be your surprise, David. I am going to surprise you when I send you that scarf, though. David's buying my possum scarf. Should I pull it out and show everybody the possum scarf? But where is our friend Dani? Oh dear. Yeah, Tony, it's about for $34 for a 4 ounce bottle. Oh, the possum. Hey, Nikki. Everyone, welcome the everyday life of an OCD dish chick. She's got a cool channel too. Her name is Nikki. Yeah, Robert, we used to grow vanilla orchid when we lived in South Florida, and we don't have the type of bat. Is it a bat, Charlie? That is required to pollinate. So what you have to do is the orchid opens right as the sun's coming up. You have to go out and hand pollinate those, and hubby dear would set his alarm, get up, go out on a ladder with a feather and pollinate the orchid blossoms. And we got a few beans. It was nice. Cool, cool. That's okay, Adrian. What are you cooking? What's for dinner? We um we just harvested our first persimmon harvest. I mean, through we planted the trees in 2015, and they've been giving us one or two a year. But this year we got a whole basket of fruit, most of which I sliced and dried. But there were two or three persimmons that were too soft to do that with. So I mashed them up and made persimmon bread. And I just off the top of my head put the ingredients together. I forgot the baking soda. Um, and so it came out kind of the consistency of an eraser, but the flavor was good. Am I a master gardener? No, actually, I'm not. Um, I was a research assistant in agriculture at Auburn University. One of my first one of my first jobs out of college, and I'm a professional writer. And the College of Agriculture hired me to uh, help professors write their research papers. So I went into it not really knowing much about growing things. And at one point, their tech in their greenhouse that oversaw the experiments walked out on their job, just left the job. And they told me I would have to start overseeing the actual growing of the plants. And I said to them, I'll kill everything. I can't grow anything. Everything's going to die. And they said, you're going to learn or you won't be able to keep your job. So that was my incentive. And I ended up having test gardens for them for herbs and edible flowers and things like that. We had bought 3 acres with a little house, and I learned how to grow things, just for survival. And that turned into a business when we went to graduate school at the University of Florida. We actually paid for our tuition by supplying restaurants with herbs and edible flowers. So I have a business. Those of you who have gotten the seeds from me in the mail, I give you the business card. On one side, it tells you my LLC, which is Heirloom Herbs and Edible Flowers LLC, and the other side is our YouTube channel. Yeah, but it was for. Thanks, Robert. It was forced. So I feel like I have a quasi degree in horticulture because one of the USDA professors that I work for made me sit in on his classes, and then a guy named Coleman Ward, who was the national expert on turf grasses, and he's the one that came up with the St. Augustine grass that grows in the shade and the low-growing Bermuda for golf courses. So he made me sit down on his classes. So it was amazing. I worked for one of the nation's top horticulturalists that was the one who patented the miniature violets, the hormones that you would take an African violet and shrink it down so it was in those tiny pots. And he also was the professor who came up with the variegated poinsettia that everyone has nowadays, and that was Dr. Sanderson. All these guys are dead now, but it was really neat, the things I learned. Robert says one does not simply show up with saffron dreams without having some background. Well, that comes from my passion for cooking. I learned while at Auburn and newly married that boiling everything with an onion was not going to satisfy my husband. He was in graduate school, and we were eating mostly vegetables because we couldn't afford meat other than what I went into the woods to shoot. Yes, I used to hunt. And he would go to school and complain about his bride's cooking. Okay. So one day I get this phone call, and he was doing graduate work in engineering, and most of your graduate students in engineering are from India or China or somewhere overseas. They're not Americans. So he had these classmates, Middle Eastern, Indian, Chinese. And then my phone rings one day, and there's an Indian woman on the phone, and she says, Miss Lisa, I understand that you're eating a lot of vegetables. You know, in India, we can take one vegetable, cook it 200 ways, and it'll taste good each way. Why don't you come learn? I didn't know whether to be mortified or thrilled that someone was going to show me how to cook something. So that started me on my culinary adventure that has lasted throughout my life. And if you know, saffron comes from Jammu and Kashmir, which is, on the Indian subcontinent. So I learned how to use saffron, and that started a passion. I really love saffron. I can't always afford it. It's what, $58, $60 an ounce? Or is it a gram, Charlie? So when we moved from South Florida to Georgia here, I learned that I could grow the saffron here, and I planted it. And the first year I planted it, it disappeared. The squirrels dug it up. Well, the following year, it came up in weird places in the yard. Squirrels will lift things out of your garden and put it where they want it. And so that was kind of amusing. But this year, a friend of mine who's from India convinced me to try it again. And that's what you see me harvesting in my videos. And then I got crazy because people were selling saffron at on sale. So I bought 150 bulbs a couple weeks ago and put them in my green stock planters. Okay, let's see. Dani says she just got her coat off. She's setting up now. Yippee. Okay, but she should be in any second. And Adrian says I'm going to be able to see her. Okay. Hey, Dani. Yeah, helpful squirrels. I love my squirrels. They really aren't a problem. Yeah. Yeah, Nikki, there. I mean, a couple of came up around the mailbox, and I'm like, I didn't plant those here. Yeah. Now we have a bunch of them beside the raspberries and back. And I'm going to have Charlie come talk to y'all because he's going to figure out how to get Dani in here. And I'm going to take a quick break. So before we start, Charlie. Here he comes.
Oh, sorry, folks. You're going to have to do it with me. So, what we got? Can I hear anything? Headsets? No. No headset. I'm supposed to just talk, and y'all going to have to listen, huh? Sorry. All right, howdy back, Tony. I'm not much of a conversationalist. So, what is it that you want to talk about? Hey, Homestead Aquarius. Squirrels know best. Yeah, the squirrels know where to plant everything and replant it. Lisa used to feed the squirrels roasted peanuts in the shell. We could buy them 5-pound sack from a store. So you'd put them out, and we'd go planting stuff, and we'd find them all over the place. So we got someone here. Add to stream. There we go.
Yo, I'm here. I was about to type that I'm down here in the basement. But you will have to... Oh, okay. I thought I heard an echo, but now I don't. Yay. Well, that's good. Hello. I don't know if you can hear me again.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Just checking. It's been a long day. Home to hang out with you guys.
Plant some more onions. Uh, onions, and more onions. 5 pound sack of onion
You
seeds.
figured it
You're
out.
going to have a lot of onions. Yeah, it was just click on add to stream.
Oh, well, you know me in technology. That's
I was
why I
gonna
made.
walk you through it, but then you walked away.
I've been drinking too much. I had to run, take a break. Okay, so I decided that all my themes on Thursdays are going to be Thankful Thursdays because I think we all have so much to be thankful for.
I know
So
I do.
yeah, so for our first really Thankful Thursday, had nothing to do with Thanksgiving. I invited Dani, who is going to tell us why she's beaming. Okay, Dani, have at it, baby.
I had my offer accepted on the property. I did. So, in just a couple short weeks, because we are going to try to close faster than December 27th. So, before Christmas, I will be the owner of almost 2 acres with 400 feet of river in the back that's full of brook trout and rainbow trout and plenty of room for gardens and pasture for chickens and goats and maybe a couple of pigs and
Congratulations. And how long has this been a dream of yours?
oh god, forever. I mean, it definitely, like, having my own place, and I always kind of had that, like, oh, little house on the prairie, love from when I was a kid. But it really began to like take shape of I could do all these things just in the last few years. When I really got into gardening, and then um, all the homesteading channels took me down the this whole adventure path, and like people can still do this. So,
So 2 acres. When did you say you're closing it now? You moved it?
we're going to try to move it up. We've got to see how fast we can get all the title stuff and all that done. But as soon as my attorneys are ready, the sellers are ready to close and take my money. So, or well, my brother's money.
No, because I'm going to surprise you, and I want it to get there right after closing.
Yay!
I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. So that's wonderful. Yay!
Yes, it needs tons of work. For those of you who don't know me and haven't been following the saga, this particular property, the Mimi decided to make an appearance. Come here, give me my snuggles. She's like, I'd rather have some of your M&Ms, even though I know that I'm not allowed to have M&Ms. Yeah. So so basically, an investor, picked this property up at a tax sale, and they turned around and were like, okay, well, I'll put it on the market for $150,000, and if they want, I'll make some repairs to it so it's livable, but I want $150,000 for the property, and nobody bid. They looked at it and said, yeah, I don't think there's enough work you can do here to make me want to pay that much for this property. So after a month or so, he said, well, forget it. I'm going to put it on the market for $65,000 as the value of the land. It was a month-long negotiation where they were going to seller finance. There was a lot of shady stuff that happened. So my brother, who's helping me finance the property, pulled out every penny that he could pull out, and we offered $50,000 for it cash, and they took it. So in a couple of weeks, it's going to be mine, and it needs some significant repair. Prior to the tax sale, they had taken somebody had gone in and stolen all the copper plumbing out of it, some of the wiring. So it needs some significant work, but I'm ready to get in there. I've got to save up for it, but
Well, that's wonderful news. While you were talking, Tony, okay, I am thankful for all sorts of things. What should I do for this week? I'm thankful I've got 2 weeks off. Maybe I'll get my house clean. So, but Tony popped up, and he's closing on a farm in December 19th. So, Tony, is that what you're thankful for this week, or is there something else? I shouldn't be echoing.
I don't know. I don't hear the echo.
He's very thankful for that. Okay, so David says he's thinking of looking into tax sales. David, you know Dani, right? David Gray?
Yes.
You know Dani's a realtor, so she might be able to help you with how to do that.
It's not my area of expertise, but wherever he is, I know a good agent. Which actually I do know where he is now that I think about it. I just got to try to remember because I sent him a prize.
Cleveland, hey? Yeah, I can't figure out why if I've got my mic off in the other window.
I don't know.
If I mute the mic in StreamYard, will it make it so you can't hear me?
I don't know. I am not good at the tech side.
Okay. I'm going to try muting that.
No, I think you're totally muted now.
Okay, Mr. Tech. What's going on?
What's funny is I don't hear the echo.
I'm hearing echo.
Oh.
Adrian's hearing me echo.
Yeah. Weird.
Robert's hearing it.
You could put on your.
You have to mute the YouTube, not the StreamYard. I've got the YouTube muted.
That's.
What about this? Well, then I won't be able to hear what Dani said.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what to do. Dani, say something.
I don't know. Sorry, I was just messaging something to the Blue Pixie because after our silliness last night with all the British accent, I sent Blue a message this afternoon, and I said, "Hey, I need your expertise, your expert opinion." She's like, if I can help, always. And so I just said, I'm like, I need you to go look at my live from last night, starting around like 10, 12 minutes, and tell me how terrible my British accent is.
So now Dani's actually on my side.
See the little thing. No. The one in the middle. The one in the middle. Over one. There you go.
Nope, I think that just muted you. All right, I'm gonna turn the comments off. The only thing I have open watching this stream is my iPad. It's just me.
Huh.
So I don't know how many devices you have over there that are watching the live. Just this one.
It was fine until recently.
I don't know.
Can y'all put up with my echo? All right. So, Adrian, what do you think? Just two, Cleveland. Mine and my husband's.
Yeah, you might need to turn his off.
You turn your sound off. That do it? Anyone hearing an echo now?
I don't know, because I wasn't hearing it at all. Well, there's always a couple minutes delay between us speaking and chat, so maybe they'll.
Maybe that did. No, I'm hearing it still. He just turned his sound off. Stacy's was echoing this week too, and yours was the other night. Remember, Dani? We couldn't figure it out. Maybe it's just StreamYard.
Yeah, I mean, I was in a different location last night, so yeah. Oh my goodness! So I had to turn that stream off quick because not only did that 2-year-old come down the stairs crying and so sad and wanting her mama, she came down completely in her birthday suit.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yep. So I needed to get off that stream very quickly before I had a very in the buff toddler on my stream, and I'm like, no, bye, click. Yeah, try dropping me down in the basement and then bringing me back up. Maybe that'll help.
Okay, how do I do that?
You should be able to go to. Oh shoot! I don't know how to do that when I'm not actually looking at it.
Studio.
I think so.
Okay.
And then if I need to go back in, then.
All right. Am I echoing? I'm not echoing, am I? Okay. So where is she? Come back. Come back. Dani. Okay, in the messenger. Here she is. Okay, so now I gotta add stream.
Okay.
Are you with us? Yeah. And when I kicked you, my echo went away.
Okay, that's good. Is it back now?
Not yet.
Okay. Let's see how that works.
Okay, so Nikki, what are you thankful for this week? I know you've got some announcements. While Nikki's answering, everybody remember to hit thumbs up for me, eh?
Oh, now I hear it echo. Weird. I mean, they say the sound is perfect, so I can live with it.
So Tony his property's going to come with 4 chickens, and he's asking Adrian what kind of chickens do best out there neck of the woods. They're both in Indiana.
It can get pretty cold there. I am new to chickens, so this could be completely wrong advice. Um, but I would avoid, I mean, just about any chicken is going to be able to handle the temps there as long as you have um, a dry coop. You don't want to put water inside their coop and all that because it gets moisture in there. You know, they spill all over. Um, so you want to have a snug, dry coop. You want to make sure it's got ventilation in the top, but it doesn't have and it's not drafty like where there's going to be um, air blowing across them. And I can see that Indiana Backyard Gardener there, she's saying if what I was about to say is avoid things like leghorns or anything with a big comb because that's going to leave them more susceptible to frostbite. Um, but the big chunky chickens, like she said, Wyandottes are good. Um, I love my speckled Sussex. She doesn't lay as much as other chickens would, but they're kind of a dual purpose breed, so they're a little beefier. Um, so they'll lay all right. Easter eggers lay really good. Yeah.
I replaced my retired hen this year with 3 Easter eggers and I don't say it correctly, lavender orphans.
I think it's
Or,
Orpington. I would
or
love a lavender Orpington, or I would love to get a lavender Orpington. Oh my God, I can get a lavender Orpington. Once I
yeah,
do, I am gonna have the nicest little order from Murray McMurray.
you should see my eggs. They're so cool.
They're what?
The eggs, my egg basket. I've got blue, pink, brown, green. They're really pretty.
Yay! The
I'm
speckled
giving
Sussex.
cooking lessons to a friend from Afghanistan who
Oh,
had to leave his wife over here and they did that airlift. So he's asked me to teach him to cook, and he was over this weekend, and he saw the eggs, and he kept picking them up and goes, "How did you get them this color?" And he would not take my answer that they're naturally that way. He says, "No, no, you're doing something."
oh. Well, my next door neighbor here is from Nigeria. So when he saw when he saw the chickens in the backyard, he was so happy. He goes, it almost feels like home, except that your chickens aren't running all over the neighborhood. Because where we are, or where I'm from, everyone has chickens, and we don't feed them. They just go out and they find their own food, and they come home at night, and we get the eggs, and when we want, we go out and we get dinner. So I showed him some of the green eggs, though, from my from my olive egger, and he's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "That breed lays them that way." Um, yeah, and he was shocked. His kids have come over in the yard and like looking at the chickens and like, "Can I feed them these leaves? Can I feed them this? Can I?" And like they're running all over the yard picking weeds and like putting them in and having the chickens eat them. And they were fascinated. These are like 12, 14-year-old boys. And they're like, wow.
So Tony, Dani has a video on how to do a chicken run. It's interesting to watch. It's inexpensive, and I swear, I promise that I'll be putting out a video on our chicken coop. It took us almost a year to build, but I haven't gotten around to editing. I've got film of the whole process. We work on it one day on Saturdays, but we go to great length to make it predator proof.
Mm-hmm.
And so once that gets posted, it's going to be kind of a longish video, probably with all that content. But you'll see from A to Z what we do to keep them safe. And we've got bobcat, and fox, and raccoons, and so anything, any coyotes. There's even bear in the area here, but I don't think bear bother chickens.
I've seen that some do, but good electric fence usually will deter them.
We've got bees too, so I think if a bear was going to come in with
We'd go for the bees first, probably. Yeah.
Tony, the channel is the name of, you see it down below the video screen? Our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Please subscribe. Okay, so who haven't picked on? Nikki, you must have been on a phone call when I asked you what you were thankful for this week. Oh, Dani's channel, Wicked Awesome Gardening.
Oh, yeah, Wicked Awesome Gardening. And it's about to get really interesting because it's going to have a whole bunch of stuff on me repairing my, like going up, and I'm going to take you guys around a little more detailed visit of my new homestead in a couple of weeks, my new property. I want to get down the hill down to the river because I think there's like an island. Like it's like a little off branch of the river came around and created like an island that's just a couple feet over the water to, I just have to do a little hop, and I think that's pretty neat. But I'm going to be repairing a mobile home that's pretty run down and turning it into a nice space. And I'm going to convert the shed out there into my new chicken coop. It's almost ready made. Like I have to use a skill saw and cut a hole for the chicken door, tack up my hardware cloth. Here's a good chicken tip for someone who is new at chickens, even though I'm also very new at chickens. Do not use chicken wire. Chicken wire is for keeping chickens in, not for keeping predators out. So you want to use
welded wire.
Yeah, you want to use welded wire hardware cloth. And what I haven't done, so do as I say, not as I do, is you want to bury some under the coop too, down and out like in a J shape, so you keep things from digging under. But I haven't done that because right now digging is not going to be my like digging hard ground like that is not going to be good for my physical health because I have a broken butt. So I'm in physical therapy trying to mend my broken butt. They're going to do dry needling next week. Oh,
Dani, my butt is so broken it's got a crack in it.
You know what's funny? One of the kids that I nanny for just got a book, and it was called "I Need a New Butt" because his has a crack in it. So the whole book is about new butts that he could get.
Man, is mine broken?
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, but red butt, one butt, two butt, red butt, blue butt. So I don't know. It's just funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So I spent today harvesting the last of my peppers. How's that for December 1st? I'm harvesting peppers and cutting my plants back.
Fantastic.
I noticed my Barbados cherries are starting to bloom, and that's incredible. I'm like, way out of season. My carambola tree dropped all its fruit. It was covered in fruit, and I don't know why it always didn't drop its leaves. I've got some key limes. And this is all tropical stuff that's up here in Zone 7, above Atlanta. So I'm thankful for all that.
Yeah, I'm going to be going from 6B to 5A.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. But
you haven't looked at the soil yet either, right?
No, I'm gonna use raised beds for the most part anyway. I want to fence it in because of deer and things like that. So, um, I plan to mostly use raised beds.
I'm sorry, I'm listening, but I'm listening, but
I gotta go peek at the chat. Yeah, I like new butts and I cannot lie. Yeah.
yeah, I've got enough food for 3 or 4 women,
Oh.
but it's getting smaller. I'm on a diet. I went from 219 to 204 so far in a month.
Woohoo!
So I want to do another 20 pounds in December.
Yeah, I would like to do that by spring.
Well, this is diet.
I feel good. Well, mostly it's going to be I need to stop drinking soda and I need to stop eating so much pizza. So that's going to be a big thing.
When I go below 200, I've told Charlie that we're celebrating with pizza.
Good.
But if I could get off of this stuff, I typically will lose 7 pounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's horrible for you, and I know that. But do I go get another soda? Yes, I do. So I'm working on that willpower. I also spend too much on it, and now I need money to repair a mobile home. So I had the most amazing thing happen. I don't know how many of you guys. I mean, some of you watch my channel, so you may know this, but that was a weird noise. Some of you who know this I know that I have been a surrogate mom, not once but twice, and through funny, just weird how the world works, the two moms grew up together and they know each other. So their sons both spent time in my belly, which
That's
is
so
really
cool.
cool. The first family, they moved out to California, but the mom of the second baby runs into the grandparents of the first baby walking around their neighborhood. So it's kind of funny. Well, they saw my post on Facebook the other night saying that I got the house, and they actually called each other and went, I think we need to give her some repair money. And between the two of them, they've given me $1,000 towards my repairs, which is mind blowing. They're like, yeah, let's each throw 500 bucks her way to get her started. And yeah.
Robert, your avatar or icon or whatever you want to call it, is that a frog eye? Do I need to go get my lizard and put it on my shoulder? So what are you going to earmark that 1,000 for? Is it going to be to waterproof the trailer or rewire it?
It depends. Basically, as soon as I own the place, my very first action is to, well, first I'm going to get all the junk out of there, the trash and things like that. Yeah, so there's an old couch and love seat left in there that I do not want. There's a few dirty mattresses that I do not want. I'm going to keep the table and chairs. They were nice. So there's actually a man up there who had posted on the town website up in my new town, Warner, New Hampshire. And he said, hey, I need some extra money for Christmas. So, I've got a truck. Does anybody need anything big, hauled to the transfer station or whatever? So I think I'm going to, as long as I own it before Christmas, I'm going to reach out to him and say, hey, I'll pay you to take away, XYZ. And then all the other trash I can take in my own car, take a few dump runs. So I'm going to get in there and clean it out. And then I'm going to have the building inspector come out and have him give me a punch list of, here's everything you have to do to get your certificate of occupancy, for it to be, habitable, etc. And then I'll go and talk to some contractors. I may just button it up for the winter and start saving my money. And then when it gets warm in spring, start having people out to work on the place. But so I may want to just weatherproof it for the winter.
I know that GoFundMe takes a certain percentage, but with all the people that support you, maybe start a GoFundMe, help me build my house. I'm sure.
I've thought about it, and I might do that, or just hey, if you want to make a donation to PayPal, type of thing. We'll see about that as things go, but I want to start getting some quotes and figure out what I need. But I'm guessing it could be a pretty big job, especially with the that half built addition on the back, which would add another probably 500 square feet to the place. It's got like a roughed in kitchen, and it's like they just stopped in the middle of building it. But we can't find the permit on it because this town is so small that nothing is electronic. It's all on paper. So they were digging through trying to find the permit, and so the building inspector will have to tell me if he can, if it's sufficient and can get it permitted. So
it'll come together.
Yeah, and if it has to come down, it has to come down. But it's a lot of very good, still very very good materials, and that'll build a goat barn. We repurpose things around here.
Nikki, I had a short I published this last week of a lizard that the cat probably brought in. It was sunning itself on the floor of my kitchen. And we did a little short catching it and releasing it. You probably already know that I'm all about life. I rescue wildlife. I specialize in reptiles and possums and non-rabies carrying species. And I would do the vector species, but I don't have the money to get the shots, which are a couple of $1,000 to get the rabies shots. When I was a vet tech, that was in the 70s, and I need a whole new series. So when you'll see me on friends' channels, when I start talking about hunting or processing, I drop off. I go, I can't do this, and I leave, because it literally hurts me physically to hear about people killing animals. And no, I'm not vegan. I eat meat, but I just can't eat anything I know. And I know that doesn't make sense, but that's just the way I feel.
Not everybody can. So.
Yeah, Adrian says she wishes she has the means to rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Most rescuers I know are disabled. So they're stuck at home, and they take better care of the animals than they do themselves. We're all a little bit weird. I have a friend who is up in Athens near the University of Georgia, who actually was able to get nonprofit status. She's gotten certified. The name of her nonprofit is Primarily Possible. And if she's on Facebook, so if you're on Facebook, you can look her up. Her name is Susan DeGrasse. But she's been certified in bats now and birds of prey. And people donate to her. She's got a wish list on Amazon. And I send her every year a care package of hand warmers, syringes, needles, catheters, so she can thread them down into the stomach of the little pink possums. And bandages. That's what she gets from me every year.
Nice.
But if you're interested, look her up. Tell Susie Lisa sent you. Uh, but no one I know who rehabs is wealthy, and quite a few of the people aren't even comfortable. But they keep their animals healthy and they're licensed, and we're heading into baby season.
Yep.
So
I am very excited because once I am able to move into this place, I get to rescue a new dog. Maybe two.
what kind of dogs?
I very much would like some sort of Australian cattle dog mix. Because this may be prior. This is probably prior to you knowing my channel. Back in early 2021. Late 2020, I moved into my apartment where I started my channel, and I decided that since I could have another dog in that apartment, and we had a nice big fenced-in yard, and I needed somebody to keep this one active. Because she fat right now. I can't walk her so much because she like gets excited and she pulls, and my back and my backside does it just re-injures me. So she just goes and hangs out in the yard. And she doesn't really run around anymore because there's not another dog for her to jump and play with. So I decided I was going to get another dog, and my friend works in rescue. She rehomes animals that are surrendered to a local animal control in the city. So she had this dog who was an Australian cattle dog, and his name was Sue, a boy named Sue, like Johnny Cash. The name did not fit him at all. It just didn't. And they said when they surrendered him that he was 6. And I'm like, I know cattle dogs have a little bit of roaning, but he's not 6. And the rescue's like, yeah, we're pretty sure he's like, 8 or 9-ish, something like that. And I'm like, I don't think so. But I took him home. He immediately was romping in the backyard with Mia. They were instant best friends. And he was the sweetest dog. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's got to be like 10. So we go upstairs, and I'm petting him and giving him some love, and I'm like roughing him up, and roughing him up like right around here, and then right in here in the hollow between like your the dog's collarbone and his shoulder, I felt the mass, and I'm like, oh no. And I felt around, and he had a few masses in his chest. They were missed during his original intake at the vet because it was a very aggressive cancer, and they just were too small to be noticed. But by the time I got him, he'd been in a boarding facility for 6 weeks. So they've been growing unchecked. I brought him to my vet, and they're like, yep, he's got a mast cell cancer, and it's very aggressive. And he's not even 10. He's 12 if he's a day. So I'm like, well, he's not going back to the rescue. Not that they're, the rescue's wonderful, but I'm like, he's not going to get a home if I send him back. So he's going to stay here. And we kept him for 5 months, kept him comfortable. And he was just the nicest dog. Like, he was Velcro to me. Like, and he was just so chill, so cool. He was a healer for sure. He definitely had healer temperament and energy until he didn't have energy anymore. But like the last 2 months, I was carrying that 35-pound dog up and down stairs so he could go out and pee, and took him with me to softball and everything. He was I wish I had that dog from the time he was born. He was half blue healer, Australian cattle dog, and the other half we think was like German short hair pointer. So I would definitely like a healer mix, kind of in his honor. We named him Mr. Beauregard of No Regard.
Beauregard.
Beauregard of No Regard. He was an old Southern gentleman. So
Animals are a very important part of my life. I didn't have children, And I'm an only child, so she's been my companion. Yeah.
This is my third baby. I've had her for 8 years, and I love her.
Brampton Gardner, hey, thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, Rochelle, this is where I've been hiding. Hi.
Um, Rochelle, what are you thankful for this week? Yeah, I'm going to put everyone on the spot. Don't let me scare you away. But each week, I'm going to ask you what happened this week that makes you thankful.
While we're waiting for Rochelle to answer, I want to go back and answer a question of Robert's. He asked me. He asked, where was it? He asked the question. Oh, I don't know if I can actually go back that far in the chat here. He asked me something about the drop off between my land and the river. So my land's nice and flat, and then it goes out behind the house and it like drops off like a 10-foot drop and then slopes down to the river. So I don't, and the with the amount of trees and growth, I don't think it's very often that the river rises enough to be any sort of threat to my property. But if it did, the other side of the river lays a lot lower, and the floodplain goes out that way. I did, working in real estate, I did check my flood zone. Am I really quiet?
I was looked at that and I said, well, she's been talking pretty well. So we've been online now for an hour, so I guess it's time to do some drawings.
Woo! I still have to film my drawing for my first day of Vlogmas.
So, do we want to do general seeds or do we want to do hot peppers? Charlie's going, get rid of peppers.
Yeah.
Brampton, we have had such problems with sound tonight. I had to kick Dani out and get her to come back because I had an echo, and that fixed my echo, but now hers is stuttering, so who knows?
Yeah.
So let me see what I have. I've got to go off camera to see what seeds I've got next to me. Got a cat.
That's the other thing I'm looking forward to once I move is I am going to get some barn cats. So I'm very, very excited for that. I haven't had cats in a few years, so I miss them. I'm going to get 3. Yay.
Okay. I'm playing with the idea that our last live before Christmas, I am going to ask for a wish list of things they want to grow next year. And then order directly seed for whoever shows up with a wish list. And maybe I'll do one per person, but then do a drawing for at least 5 of their choices. But you know, Dani wants to let people show up, right? But so far my lives have been pretty cozy. Okay, what did Robert say? He's got Adrian cracking up. I have cats I can hear too. Well, cats attack the chickens. Tony, not after the first time.
I would like to see a cat go after my leghorn. The cat will never look at a chicken crosswise again.
Dogs too. One of my lavender, that breed I can't say.
Or Orpington.
Orpington has a relationship with Ramsey, the dog. And when they're loose, the Orpington will, I call her Lovey Dovey. Lovey Dovey will run over to Ramsey, puff up, and peck him on the head. So he'll run away and she'll chase him around and around and around. And then he'll turn and he'll chase her, and then she'll chase him. And then they sit down together like, that was fun.
Yeah. This one is very interested in the so Mia here, it will be a lousy farm dog. She has a very big play drive, so she's going to have to be tethered around the animals till she learns some manners. But we call her Mia Bunny's Bane because well, she's half beagle, so she loves to get them bunnies, and she has gotten a few. Not intentionally, it's just she happened, we let her out in the yard and there happened to be a rabbit in there that we didn't see, and she just got there before the rabbit found its way out. But we try to not let that happen, but I wouldn't mind if she chases the bunnies away from the garden. I just would like her to, not get them. So, but she's, aside from her love of food, she's more beagle than pug. So.
Okay, I just Ramsey and Lovey Dovey. Oh, Tony, we've got a rat problem that we finally get under control after trying all sorts of things for 2 or 3 years. Charlie, do we have some of your rat traps that we can show them? Could you pull? As much as I don't like killing things, if you live trap a rat, you have to take it at least 5 miles away, or they find their way home.
Yep.
So I will kill a rat, but please, I beg all of you not to use poison.
No, I will never use poison to kill rats. Nope. What?
Nope.
Our
next door neighbor put poison out a year ago. And the rats that ate the poison on his property came on the mine, and the boxer ate the rat, and the boxer died. We had nesting hawks in the backyard, and they died, and the baby died. It just all right.
Oh, is that the like tomcat or whatever?
I don't know. Is it a tomcat, Charlie?
I have a similar thing. It just doesn't have the wings on the sides.
You screw this out.
Yep. I have that. It just doesn't have the housing on the side.
Put your peanut butter in there. Charlie, the rat is not triggering. We have some mice for rats. The mice has to hit it just right, but this snaps so strongly that the animal doesn't suffer. I mean, it's gone.
We had one this year. Instead of catching the head, it caught the leg, and we had to dispatch it. Yeah, it was sad. Yeah, but those things are very fast.
Dexter, is he barking along with it? Yeah, so we think the mice that I know have not been poisoned, and those go to the possums. They possums love to eat mice.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing did here.
Oh, I see.
Sean Woods, okay.
Yep. See what Robert was saying. No poison here on anything except for very careful use on Bradford pears. Yeah, those are super invasive.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to plant fruit trees. I'm just getting excited about all the things.
All right. So how do I do a drawing? Yeah. I'm reaching back into the pepper bin.
You'd have to open another tab on your computer, I think. Let me think. If you type in, if you open a new tab and you type in StreamYard's giveaway tool, it will bring you to the yeah. If you go to StreamYard's giveaway tool and open that up, you'll be able to choose your broadcast, which is choose the live that you have going right now, and then give a hashtag, and then people put that in chat and it picks it.
I don't see what you're talking about. I'll go ahead and use Charlie. I have him pick a number. However many people respond, and he'll pick a number.
That works too.
So
Indiana Backyard Gardener was just saying, just pace myself, don't do all the things at once. I have a plan to slowly build. Like, I really want the goats. I really want, all the things, but I'm not going to be goat ready for a while. It's going to be getting the house fixed up first. Getting the chicken, getting ourselves moved, the chickens moved. And then I'll probably get some more chickens, like in the, probably spring of 2024. Do some meat birds and start building the garden a few raised beds at a time. Plant some trees, maybe a couple at a time, throw in some blueberry bushes. It's going to be a very long process. I don't want to get goats until I have the barn built. And then I go using the goats to clear the land to make a big paddock. Then I'm going to get some pigs, have them till up the paddock. Then I'm going to sow it with good goat fodder. This is like a 5-year plan.
if you're going to have horses, you don't want pigs. The parasites are the pigs will put into the soil. Yeah. You can't
I don't have enough land to get to have horses there.
Okay.
So yeah, I won't be having horses. I also won't be having sheep because sheep and goats on the same property are not a good idea. They're parasites.
My first drawing tonight is for something that Adrian's teaching me about. She's familiar with this. Weird and wonderful vegetables. Whoever wants to try miner's lettuce, it's a full season plant. I've got it up in my tower, my green stock tower right now, and it's only like 4 centimeters tall. Anyone wants to try this type of lettuce? Into the comment bar is 922. I'll give you to 925, and then we'll have Charlie pick a number. Lettuce. My grandfather used to let us turn up and pee. He was not. So if you want to be in the drawing for the, what did you call it?
Here's some feedback.
Claytonia. So keep talking, Dani. They've got 3 minutes.
Okay, all right. There was some weird feedback there for a minute, but now it's gone. So yay. Maybe only I heard it. Maybe it was my end. Yeah, but can you tell I haven't thought about what my plans would be? Or can you tell I've been thinking about it for a while, so I know what I'm doing over time? I think, goats probably would be like 2025, and then yeah. So it's slow. It's going to be built slowly over time, because the biggest thing at first is going to be the house. That's going to be all of 2023 is getting the house ready to be actually livable, and then we move in and we move the chickens over, and that's 2023. I won't even likely be growing anything there. I think I might get a couple of lilac bushes to plant, though, because I want to use that at the border of the property between uh, my neighbor and I, just as a little bit of a privacy screen.
So, Adrian, you say Claytonia is super hardy. I'm sorry, Dani.
Nope.
What does it taste like? Because this is my first time growing it. Of course, now we're all staring at the comment section. What's she going to say? So while she's answering, hopefully she'll answer. Dani, are you going to have milk goats, or are you going to do pygmy goats, or have you given that any thought?
I'm doing dairy goats. I'm going to do Nigerian dwarfs. So now over the next year or so, I'm going to be researching local farms to find some dairy goats with some good milking lines, because I want to, being able to sell the kids is a nice income stream, not a huge income stream, but a few $100. So I want to be able to breed good dairy goats, because I hate, like, I have nothing against breeders, even, dog breeders and all of that, if they are good breeders. Because without good breeders, we don't have good dogs. Well, we have a lot of mutts, but you lose the breeds that, have special purpose and things like that. I hate backyard breeders who just, I want to make some money breeding dogs, or I want to, or like my dog here, the people I got her from, they were going to breed her just because they thought, well, it would be nice to let her have puppies once before before she's spayed, or like, and in the horse world, my horse is a pretty color, so that automatically makes it a good, it makes her breeding quality. No, she could have lethal white genes. She could have any kind of bad conformation. I don't want to be, you have to breed dairy goats or get dairy, but I don't want to breed inferior animals.
Right. We had Nubians, which are on the big side.
Yeah,
and
I wanted Nubians, but
what
then I
got me
realized
next
how
to it
big they are.
was a fellow graduate student at Auburn had a Nubian as his pet in his apartment. And the landlord found out about it and threatened him with eviction, so he brought it to Charlie at school and said, "Here, have this goat." We had just bought 3 acres of land, and he brought Bambi to me, and Bambi was used to being in the house, so she would climb the fence, and we'd find her on our couch in the living room quite frequently.
Oh my god!
But then we bred her, and we literally had several gallons of milk a day off of her.
Mm-hmm.
And we came to find out that from a line of Nubian goats called Frosty Marvin. So evidently, Frosty Marvin Nubians are heavy milkers. Now, this was the 1980s, so I don't know if Frosty Martin is still a thing. But you can just put that in your mental Rolodex. And we kept her babies, and we ended up with 4 or 5 milk goats. So by the time we moved from Auburn, Alabama to Florida, we had like a little herd. And Charlie would milk him. We didn't pull the kids. We just go out and take what we needed, and then the kids would stand on his shoulders. While he's trying to milk, I would stand on his head and his shoulders. But I made ricotta. I made yogurt. I made butter.
Yes.
Then we started making soap. And if you've never used goat milk soap, you're really missing out. So all these things you'll be able to do. Think of the content you'll be able to show us.
Yes. I would like to have. So I don't like the Nubians were so big, and when I finally saw how huge they were, like they don't look that big on Roots and Refuge until then you're standing next to one and he's almost looking you eye to eye, and I'm like, no.
His son, who we named Bangle because of black legs, little white bracelets, bangly bracelets,
Cute.
was well over 6 feet tall when he stood up.
Yeah, I'm good.
And he was a nice ram, buck, whatever you call the goat,
Mm-hmm.
until we had people come up into the yard with religious paraphernalia, and he chased them back to their car and butted the door and jumped on the car and rocked the car and peed all over it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I was cracking up, crying.
Oh my.
They never came back. I wonder why. But no, we love our goats.
I have goats. I have names in mind for my 3 ladies. I don't know if I will keep a buck. We'll have to see how I design the goat yard. And then I also want to make sure I design an area off the back of the barn where I can have like a quarantine stall and all that too. I'm thinking ahead.
Charlie's not even watching TV on his computer. Charlie, pick a number from 1 to 5.
3.
Charlie picks 3. So who is number 3? So we've got Adrian saying, "Do we count you in? Otherwise, there's 4."
Yeah, so I mean, I was thinking it was probably just gonna be just
So
me
Nikki,
on this. Oh, go ahead. You got it.
Tony, I noticed you did lettuce. Tony's our pepper guy. Okay. So now I'm going to take us to Africa. Here's a pepper called UFO Dolma Large. And let me look that up. I think that came from Tim Duffy. And Tony, could you tell us what UFO means? It's a capsicum random. It's a cross between the ornamental purple and spicy large bell, a type of Antep oxydoma from Turkey. It was created by master grower Jess Christensen of Denmark. And they're large chilies that ripen from deep purple to red and resemble an elongated bell pepper. Heat level can be much hotter than your average jalapeno. And there should be 10 seeds in there. So type in Dolma, D-O-L-M-A. And it is 9:33, so I'll give to 9:36 to anyone who wants to type in pepper. And you can laugh at me. I told you these were from Africa and that's from Turkey. I don't know my geography. So you got to type in pepper to be in the running. Danny, you're not into peppers?
Well, I figure I'm on the live stream, so I'm like, I will do the thing. I mean, that is a bell pepper, not a hot pepper, though, right? Did you say bell pepper?
Picture kind of an elongated bell pepper type thing, and so it's going to be hotter than a jalapeno.
It is hot. Oh, then no, thank you. I haven't gotten to the spicy thing yet, so.
Yeah, I'm going to say type in pepper instead of trying to. I'll take Dolma or pepper.
Yeah, Robert, my cousin lives in Mobile, Alabama, and he makes it his mission to trap every cat in the neighborhood. And then he works with a foster agency to try to get them, into homes. And, he's overrun with cats in his own house right now. Just trying to, keep them, fed and all that stuff. But he tries to rehome as many of the feral cats in the neighborhood that he can, if they're at all like able to be in homes.
One more minute. You want your name in the pot for the Dolma pepper. Now, what's interesting to me is Dolma, Dolma. I associate with stuffed things in the Middle East. The grape wrap, around the rice and meat. That's called a dolma. Stuffed eggplant, stuffed squash are called dolmas. So I'm wondering if this is stuffing pepper. Okay, we're at 9:36. We have 1, 2, 3. Only 3 people, 4 people. Charlie, pick a number from 1 to 4.
1.
1. Adrian. Adrian, you're getting some stuffing peppers, so I took a video from you and using them. So, Dani, when you make your goat barn, you're going to paint it?
Yes. If only to extend the life of the wood. Give it a little protection there. Yeah, I've been thinking about how to design this barn. I'm basically going to have a couple stalls inside for the goats. One big and probably one just normal size. One big just for birthing mamas. And then, look at all those peppers.
I have 120 varieties of pepper seed, Dani.
I aspire to that and more, except with tomatoes. I'm 70. I'm getting there.
I've got a load of tomatoes too. So I'm going to get ready for the sweet.
All right, I'll do the sweet pepper. I'll do that.
Oh, now these are good. I grew these this year. Sweet apple.
Ooh, that's interesting.
So type in sweet apple if you want to be in the running. It is 9:38. We'll draw that at 9:43. I grew these this year. They get about this big, and they're heart shaped. They're like that.
Cute.
And if you leave them on the plant until they turn fire engine red, they are really, really sweet. I had a lady from Puerto Rico who came out for some Puerto Rican ají dulces this summer, and I was sold out. And I pointed to this pepper and I said, you want to try this? It doesn't have the tropical flavor of the ají dulce, but it's really, really crisp and nice. And she picked it off the plant and bit into it. And she goes, I want two.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Tony, 120 different types. I'm totally hopeless. And one of my friends on Facebook turned me on to another seed catalog just 2 days ago.
Oh no.
And I went to it saying, I'm just going to look. $30 later, I've got a shipment coming.
I'm not.
Maybe I'm going to give you their name just to be mean.
Well, here's the thing. I have made a commitment because I need every penny for repairing this house. Is that I, from now until I move in, I'm not buying a single seed. None. I have everything I need in that box over there to keep me in plants until I can move into my new home. So I do have one envelope of M.I. Gardner seeds that just arrived. I got those at the seed launch party. I wasn't going to make an order. But then, what is the name of this tomato? Let me see. I'm going to have to find the name of the tomato because I'm too tired to get up and walk over and get it. So I'm going to go to the website. Let's see.
Oh, I got my North East catalog too, which are berries, and they're out of New Hampshire, I think. Okay, I'm cutting about.
If they're out of New Hampshire, I'm going to go on a visit just to tour it and be like, ooh, a seed company nearby.
Tony, this is the new catalog to me. Yeah, I'm obsessed with seed too. It's quite a problem.
Let's see.
2 more minutes to get in on the sweet apple.
Let's see. It's going to take a minute to find this tomato. Probably in the out of stock list because.
You know what? If I had that property that you're buying with a bank that goes down to the river, I might just put rhubarb down that bank.
You might what?
Put rhubarb.
Ooh, yeah. I've got to figure out where to put my perennials because I've got my garlic and I've got my asparagus out in that container that I want to plant. In my
erosion.
Yep. Well, I think there's a ton of raspberries on that slope, actually. Wild black cap raspberries, which are some of like my favorite things on the planet. I definitely saw some raspberry canes while I was there walking around the property. So I'm gonna try to find this tomato that I ordered from M.I. Gardner because he said in the live stream, he goes, we have a tomato that will likely never come back into stock once it sells out because it is a rare tomato and the people who grew it for us only grew a few. And it was a really cool looking paste tomato. And so when he said, oh, this tomato's not going to come into stock, we're not going to have this again, likely. I went, well, I need that. So I got it. And since I was making an order, I don't want to pay for shipping. So I, of course, had to order 5 more seeds. So I got some of the new Black Magic Kale, a couple of spinaches, and the emerald green peppers.
Hey, Danny, how many people mentioned sweet apple?
Let me go look at the comments. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. That's what it is, David Gray. The Inchiardi paste tomato. That's what it was. So of course I had to get that.
Charlie, number 1 to 4.
3.
That would be David Gray.
David Gray. I'm going to do 2 more. Danny, entertain us somehow while I figure out what seeds I'm going to do.
Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. I got to type something in for.
Oh, Miss Tizzy seeds. That's Tulsi. Not everybody enjoys Tulsi. That one's empty.
David would like to give his sweet apple pepper seeds to Tony.
Okay, that's nice of you, David.
That is not out of character.
Again, send me your mailing address at the email that's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I will be right back. Danny's going to entertain us with ghost stories.
Okay. All right. So I've already picked out names for my goats that I'm probably not going to buy for 1 to 2 years. Or maybe 2 to 3 years, depending on how things go. There we go. I'm gonna name them after the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. You guys are the only ones that are gonna know that, because I'm not gonna say that on my channel until I get my goats and I introduce them. But Winifred, Mary, and Sarah. Who knows? That could change. I may pick a different trio. I did joke for a little while that I was going to name them Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy from Hamilton. That was another option, but I did not do that. I don't think I'm going to do that. I might still. My daughter would probably... Both my daughters would love me for either of those names, but yeah. I'm gonna do. So here's my goat plan. Like I said, I'm gonna have one big stall for the delivering mamas, so that I have room to move around if I need to help out. A regular size stall, and then the milking area, and then there's gonna be an area for feed storage to try to keep the rodents away, and then I'm gonna have areas in there for the barn cats to bed down should they decide to sleep out there. I don't think that I'm going to be it gets very cold up here in New England. I don't think that I want to have my barn cats out 24/7 even in the winter. They can choose to if they want, but I'll probably let them roam in and out as they do. What's really funny is that a skunk scarf?
This is a skunk scarf. I've got to finish the white stripe.
That is fabulous.
Last week I wore my custom scarf and David Gray bought it. So I got to send it to him.
Oh my goodness.
I did a fox too.
Hey, I'm going to change my lighting here for a minute. Because I'm I'm sick of looking all gray. I have
I
enough
tried
gray
my
hair.
things, you know. Okay. We're going to blindly reach into this bag that is marked March to April, which means if you're further north, you probably start the seed at a different time. Oh,
That's not really any better. Oh, I have that. I can't wait to try that.
I've got two on my counter in the kitchen. I found that if I peel it and steam it soft and then mix my cranberry honey fermented cranberry stuff with it, it tastes just like apple pie for some reason.
Interesting. Yeah, you can make like a zucchini taste like an apple pie somehow. It's funny.
All right, I'm sorry. Stop skunking around. You just call me a stinker. Okay. Danny, have you grown this?
I won't be growing it the next.
Nikki's way ahead of me. Just type in squash. And that's what I'm going to have you type in if you want. It is 9:50. At 9:55, I'll stop taking typings. Okay. One thing you need to know about this plant is you really only need one plant. I had it grow 50 feet one direction, 50 feet the next direction, 50 feet. It just went. So if you get one healthy squash plant out of this, and you'll have more than one germinate, you'll be able to like donate to food banks. Brampton Gardner, this will be probably one of the few squash that we can grow here because of the vine borers and the squash beetles. The vine borers leave it alone. And the squash beetle can chew on those leaves all day and it doesn't kill them, doesn't kill the plant. So if your problem is pest pressure, I highly recommend this squash. And the leaves are huge. They're like huge. And you can eat the leaves. The blossoms are huge too. They're perfect for stuffing. The male blossoms.
Nice.
Hey, Recyclable Homestead, we're drawing for, how do you say it? Zucchino rambuncante. Zucchino. It's an Italian squash.
Oh, it's about to go. There they are.
Yeah, the flavor's good. Did you say you'd grown those, Danny?
No, I've seen them grown. I do have seeds for them. I just haven't really had the space because they do tend to, it's a big plant.
Brampton, where are you located?
She's in Canada, like near Toronto.
I would start them in April.
Yeah, if you start them indoors in April, it should probably be good.
Start it indoors in April. You'll have them by the end of July, early August. But you've got to have room for them to grow because they will.
Yeah, that's the only issue Rochelle really has is space. She's in a townhouse.
Must have a trellis. She's in a
doesn't.
townhome. Have it go off your balcony. It'll take over all the neighbors' balconies.
Well, she does have like a shotgun street like of a yard. It's really pretty because she does a lot of really awesome landscaping there with the flowers and the paths and the
What time did I say I was going to do it?
9:55.
Okay, 2 more minutes. Type in squash if you want to try these guys.
Yeah,
So it's not for you, Brampton. You don't have room for it. So what do you think of my stinky scar?
She'll find a way to grow them.
Have Sherry and Bobby start them for you.
Oh man.
So what do you think of his face? I kind of invented him.
That's so cute.
And with these animal scarves I do, the head is hollow.
Yeah, so you put your
can-
hand in,
you
make
can
him a
stuff
puppet.
that, or you put your gloves in it, so you don't lose your gloves when you take them off.
He's so stinking cute. Literally.
Oh, no.
Next week I'll show you the fox I did. It's not as good as my possum and my skunk. See the little ear?
See, I crochet, but I just make baby blankets. That's all I make. That's all I really
All
make.
right. So how many people typed in squash?
All right.
She thought I had a skunk.
I will say I can't really stay on too much longer because I have to work very early tomorrow morning, and I still got to get my video in for. I was not expecting to have to work like 2.5 hours past my normal time, and yeah, so and I have to work early in the morning because kiddo does not have preschool on Fridays, so.
Okay, Brampton, you missed out on the possum looking at the blue balls. Did you see my blue balls? It's a boy and he's got blue balls. Anyway, so I've only got 2 people wanting squash. Charlie, 1 to 2.
How many people? Wait, I think we got 3 did squash. Wait, let me look. Let me go back.
I think I only have 2 people.
We have 1, 2. No, there's 3. There's 3.
There's 3? 1 to 3, Charlie.
3.
3. You stuck
Right,
in
that
3.
is
Who's the 3rd one?
Recyclable Homestead.
Recyclable homestead. So recyclable, you need an email. My email's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. And tell me what you want and give me your mailing address, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more.
Right. I'll stay on for the last one, but then I gotta go because I gotta get my giveaway filmed. And
then Dani has to go to
I
see
promised it
that
tonight.
fast, you know what?
Yeah, I promised I would have it up tonight.
All right.
This giveaways.
In the spirit of supporting our monarch butterflies,
Aha.
I've got traditional milkweed. This is something you will want to put where you don't mind it coming up every year because it is a perennial. But it gives you those little teardrop shaped pods, which you can eat when they're young. But it is the only plant that the monarch butterfly will lay its larva on, lay its eggs on.
Yeah, the only thing about the milkweeds, though, is
In northern Georgia. But borders are human. So, but this, so if you're North Georgia, further north, and all the way across the Washington State, you can grow them.
nice.
And it's my seed for my plant. So, you like the professional packaging? So, type in milkweed, and at 9:59, I'll give you till before, after, and then we'll say goodnight to Dani and kiss her on the cheek and tuck her in.
I wish I would tuck it in. I'll be going to film and edit a video.
I've got
And
so
then-
much better.
Then passing out. Then I'll be passing out.
So far, no milk being taken.
I guess not. I have plenty of milkweed, so I don't have to worry about that. I had tons of milkweed, and I didn't see a single monarch all year. It was very sad.
There's one.
Oh, we got a taker for milkweed.
Just one. Hey, Nikki has milkweed. Tony, you need milkweed on your new farm. I just found out this year you can eat the pods.
The what?
You can eat the pods on the milkweed.
Yes. I found
I'll
out
stay
about
away
so
from my
many
milkweed.
I found out about so many things I didn't know that were edible this year, like hostas and all sorts of cool stuff.
Tony wants milk on his weed. He doesn't want the milkweed. He wants milk on his weed. Night, Nikki. Thanks for stopping by. We're about to say goodnight to everyone. For Monarch Butterflies, Tony. We've got two. 3 minutes to go.
I am very excited about the goats. I thought it was just going to be me on my homestead. You know, that is, but my my younger daughter, so she doesn't like my dad very much. So my kids don't really come over here very often. So to see my kids, we've got to go out to out to dinner and stuff like that. So, you know, mostly she's at her dad's house. Well, her dad and her stepmom, they're planning to move, I guess, and this is like new information, that they're planning to move to Pennsylvania because other than, you know, my kids, my ex-husband doesn't have any family here. He really doesn't have any family. So they want to move to Pennsylvania to be near her family, which is a wonderful thing because they do have a 5-year-old daughter and all of that, and having family around is good. So my kids don't want to move to Pennsylvania. So they're like, okay, Mom, well, you got the house. We're coming with you. And I am so okay with that. So, yeah. So I was thinking I would get, you know, just 2 goats. And that should be enough to keep me in milk and all of that stuff. But now I'm going to have one of my kiddos here full time and the other one part time when she's out of college. Like, you know, when she's on break and all of that. So I'm like, all right, 3 goats.
I miss the goats. I miss my horses.
Yeah. I chose the Nigerian dwarfs because they are small. And we don't use a ton of dairy, but we do like cheese. And the Nigerian dwarf has the highest butter fat content of all the goats. So I will get a cream separator so that I can make butter and all that good stuff. So, yay. So I need to start researching what breeders around here have some good milking genetics, and then I get to decide if I'm going to keep a buck or not, or if I'm just going to like bring one in for breeding season.
Okay, so we only got 2 people that want the milkweed. Which one do you pick?
One.
Charlie picks number 1.
That's Robert.
And I'll send it to both Robert and Tony. How's that?
There you go.
I kept so many in the box. But we did have some monarchs this year, which is nice.
Ooh. Ooh.
Charlie likes to watch disaster the video shorts where people get their legs caught up in things and they stack into walls. He's over there laughing at tobogganing that drops kids as it goes down the hill.
Oops.
Anyway, the things that amuse my husband. Anyway, so thank you everyone. Yes, recyclable homestead, please do. And remind me what you won, and I'll get it out to you in the next few days. Annie's Kitchen! It's nice that you stopped in. We're about to say goodnight, so let's wish Dani good luck. We'll hopefully hear from you soon, Dani, that you've closed, or
Yes.
you've got it pinned down for me, right?
Yep.
Thank you all for stopping in, and I'll be doing this the first and third Thursday of each month. And be prepared when you come in to say what you're thankful for that week. And at the end, we always have drawings, and I'll be more organized next time. I guess
Tony
next
has a
time this will be the last one before Christmas, right? It'll be on the 15th.
Yep. Yep.
Everyone can get a wish list of what types of, give me 5 types of seed you want on your wish list. I'm not saying I'm buying everyone 5 packets of seed, but I will choose one person that will get all 5, okay? And I'll try to give everyone one item from their wish list.
Ooh.
Does that sound like a nice Christmas for everyone?
Wow.
From yours truly? Again, watch like 50 people show up. But I had a good year of sales this year. So you shared the joy, right?
Absolutely.
So everyone have a good evening. Until next time, as I sign off, we'll see ya.
Woo. Bye.
Bye. How do I leave?
There should be a button there that says end.
End broadcast. That must be it. Okay. See ya.
All right. Give your bye-bye pose.